Okay, so this is Yura, and I have a request on for a tutorial. So I'm gonna make this brief and simple. So let's start. Um, as for trees, there there's always to keep in mind that you have to make sure that it'll look natural. So better make sure that the leaves would look natural. So first and foremost, I make the trunk first. So what I usually do is make a circle here. Like there's a usual circle for a basic tree, right? So yeah, so something like that. Um, so first the trunk. Okay, there's a circle there, and then after that we continue on the bottom part for it. So yeah, there. So yeah, working on for the strokes of the tree, and then I continue on working for the branches. So let's move that here so that I can have more space for the leaves. What I usually do for the trunks is make a Y first, so and add leaves later on. What I do for the leaves, I make squiggly lines like this, and yes, so squiggly lines, just so simple. It's like you're drawing with no aim. Since a tree is natural, you have to make it look natural. You just go everywhere with it. And there in the trunk. This is for a big tree where uh, which the trunk of the trees are thicker. So yeah, let's con- let's make a new file for let's make a thin tree. So there, I first make the trunk, 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 and then for the branches, usually is a Y, so that later on I could just add on more branches if I want to, like a third branch or a fourth branch. Okay, so let's make the canvas bigger so that I can have more space for the leaves. Then there. Like I said, we can add in some guidelines for this for your leaves, which you think looks good. So you can just go all over it. Okay. I'm making guidelines for my leaves, something like that. So yeah, I think that was okay. So squiggly lines for the leaves. There, and following on the guidelines. Squig lines, squiggly lines. Then you can add on another branch if you want to. Then add a guideline there if you want. Okay. Well, that doesn't look right, so yeah. Squiggy lines after. There. You can also add in a fourth branch if you want, but yeah, this is enough. I don't want to put in too much. Then the grass, and then the bush. So that's it. That's your drawing for the tree. Next, I'm gonna give you a tutorial for coloring trees. So I have a different version for coloring trees. So yeah, next for a new layer, I'm choosing a more darker color for the branch. I mean for the tree trunk. So they're darker. Yeah, that's okay. So I can just make strokes for the branches and the trunk like that. Then as for the leaves, I can go all over it, coloring everywhere. Everywhere I want, like a guideline for me. So it's like I'm drawing a tree like a 5-year-old kid. It's just simple. The difference for my coloring tree and outline tree is that I want the tree to look more detailed, the leaves look more detailed. So yeah, uh, for backgrounds, I really don't like outlines that stand out too much. So I usually just color directly with colors. So and it'll look good later on. So yeah, this will take a while. Maybe I should put in some music after this. Like I said, the tree should be more natural. So don't make it look stiff or like more like it's circle or round or square. So better make it look natural by going all over, going out of the physics world. So yeah, it doesn't follow physics. So doesn't matter if we cover the branches or the trunk, we can color it later on, add details later on. So yeah, that's it. Adding details, adding the leaves. If you look at like that, it's rather too blunt. So what I usually do is add leaves on leaves. So it so that it doesn't really look like it's being forced to look it that way. Adding leaves on leaves, small leaves on leaves, like that. This will take a while. Then I want to pop in the branches since it annoyed me. So yeah, there. Then I will be adding details on it since some of the leaves will be covering it. So sorry for my bad grammar. I'm not really fond into video tutorial. This is my very first video tutorial. So yeah, maybe someday I will add more on drawing anime, especially. So if someone will request me for it, continuing on the leaves. Yeah, this will really take a while, like 20 minutes or so. No, um 10 minutes for just detailing the leaves. Leaves on leaves. Better make sure that the leaves look sharp, a little bit sharp, not round. It look it'll look weird if it's round. So I'm adding more here so that since it look a little bit round for me. So adding the detailed leaves on. More leaves. So I think the other part is unfinished, so I'll just continuing on the other side. I'm erasing here since I want to make it a little bit more natural than just a circle around tree. So you can just erase it and add more so that to your desire. So yeah, and add more details like that and etc. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna continue on with the other side that's finished. First, I'm gonna use the airbrush for the darker colors. So darker, doesn't matter if you're gonna overlay the darker color on the branches, you can just edit on later. Then lighter for the lighter area where your sunlight is usually facing on your object. You can use preserve opacity so that you can color inside the colors so that you can color the outside. So yeah, coloring on that other side where it faces the sun. Then another darker color, just making it more even for the lighter ones. Like that. And I use the brush since I'm more of a graphic artist, so I want to make it a bit smoother colors. So just use a swish technique to make the colors even there. I think the video quality is not really that good. You might see that it's like pixelated, but it's not actually.